Hello everybody, it is Thomas here from Duo Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a game review. I'm going to be reviewing Shovel Knight. Now Shovel Knight is an awesome game. It's one of the best platformers I ever played. One of the best games I played. It was made by I think one person at Yacht Club Games. This is a great game. And this what's even better is that I have it physically, which means I get this freaking thick, I got this thick instruction manual, and I got the soundtrack free on Bandcamp. And oh my god, this game is just awesome. I'm gonna start with the pros here. Visually, this game is stunning. So it looks like it belongs on the NES, but and uses the same color palette and everything. And the animations are there's not a single game in the NES that animates that well. But besides that, it looks like if you put this on the NES, it would, yeah. The soundtrack, it sounds like it belongs on the NES. If I want to hear the soundtrack is actually bigger than an actual NES game could hold, so I don't know, but it sounds like it could be on there. So visually and in terms of music, it's great. Also, the gameplay is just, oh my god. So you play, it's a platformer, and it's almost like a best of collection with getting the best parts of all the platformers from the 80s and mixing them together. It takes big inspiration from Mega Man, where there's the level design is very Mega Man inspired. It also takes inspiration from Zelda 2 and how there's little fights you do outside where you run into an enemy and there's a little 2D fight section. It takes inspiration from Castlevania in some ways. It takes Mario 3 inspiration with the overworld. So it's like I said, it's just like a best of collection of all the best platformers from the 80s. And it gets the best parts and takes out the parts that weren't as good, and makes it into one great game that honestly is better than Mega Man. I've only played Mega Man 1 and Mega Man X, but just if I had to compare this to those two, this game is definitely better. See, but in Mega Man, when you beat a boss, you get their power up. You don't get that here. Instead, here you have relics. Relics are things you can find in there's treasure chests you find in levels, and there's a guy who'll pop out and say, "Oh, pay this amount of money, I'll give you relics." And money's a big part of the game. The shovel, use that to shovel different parts. There's little parts in the walls where you can tell, yeah, it's I can probably shovel that or whatever. It's I could probably get something out of that. So you hit it, wall busts open. There's all sorts of treasure in there, and stuff like that. So you can use the shovel for lots of different things. Also, there's a Scrooge McDuck style thing, like in DuckTales, which is another game I forgot to mention takes inspiration from, and where you can bounce off enemies using that. That's pretty awesome. It's also kind of like Gex, where in the first Gex, how you can bounce off enemies like that by pressing down. That's pretty awesome. And the relics, there's different ones. There's the Phase Locket, which makes it so that so you can you're invisible for a short amount of time. There's a fire rod where you can shoot fire. There's all sorts of crazy stuff, and they're really fun to use. Now, one of the negatives is the length. It's a little bit on the short side. I did it around 5.5 hours, I want to say, but it's one of those games that you don't care. It's so good. It's the difficulty is it's slightly harder than it's not as hard as Mega Man, but it's slightly harder than the average game. The last couple levels, they get really insanely hard, but this game can be pretty frustrating. But it's not overly hard or anything, and I like that. I feel yes, I can do this. Another complaint I have, though, is the levels kind of drag out a little bit. Now, I'm not saying I want really short levels or anything, and some of them are actually really good, but there are a few levels I feel they kind of overstay their welcome, just a little bit. And the bosses, they're really fun, because with games like Mega Man, all the bosses have a specific pattern. That's not... Most of the bosses in this game do not have any sort of specific pattern, so you can't really tell what they're going to do, making them a lot more challenging than the bosses in front of the platformers. So that right there is great. Now, there's also, as you can tell, an amiibo. That adds a 2-player co-op for the Wii U version. And let's just say, if I were to compare it to Mario Bros. Wii that has 2-player co-op, I'd say Mario Bros. Wii has better co-op. It just doesn't work as well here, because there'll be times when you're trying to jump and the other person will jump and push you out of the way and you'll fall into a pit. And it doesn't feel it just feels, and it makes the levels a lot harder. The levels that are just should be really easy, you have a hard time on. because if the other person isn't as good as you, or you're not as good as them, you're gonna have a hard time. And the boss also get twice as much health. It actually makes the game harder rather than easier. Now, one thing is, if you felt the game was too short at 5.5 hours or so, there's the Plague of Shadows DLC, and a lot of people will probably be like, "Oh no, it's DLC. I hate that." It's free. That's how DLC. Now, I'm not saying all DLC is bad because you have to pay for it. Like Smash did a pretty decent job, even though there's like $5 per character or something. Mario Kart 8 did a really good job with DLC, but this free DLC, and it's essentially an expansion of the game. So, where one of the bosses in the game is Plague Knight. Where you can play as Plague Knight, but he's not. You can play the entire game as Plague Knight on the DLC. But he's not just a swap. He doesn't have a shovel. Instead, he uses potions, meaning there's more like long range attacks, and it makes the bosses a lot harder to the point where I haven't even beaten it as Plague Knight. I'm on like the 3rd level. I don't think I'm going to try. It's really hard, but it's really cool because you can see the story told from another point of view, where the entire time Plague Knight, spoilers a little bit, Plague Knight was actually trying to defeat the Order of No Quarter so we can get these like things all 8 of the knights had. Guys, instead of Relic Masters, they're knights here. You get something all the knights, including Shovel Knight, have. And on the level in Shovel Knight's campaign where you fight Plague Knight, you fight Shovel Knight, which is awesome. And after you beat the first level, when you beat the first level of Shovel Knight, you go into the city. When you're underground, you can see Shovel Knight above ground right as you're going under the city. So you're under the city because he's above it, and it's just really cool stuff like that. And there's one character that you can talk to with Shovel Knight that's actually like a big part of the game is Plague Knight, who can actually buy stuff from. It's just like, I didn't know she was a part of this. That's awesome. And this is one of the games. I bought this for $25. It's $15 if you want it digitally, but it's the manual. The manual. It has everything. It's full color. It has toward the end like different things about each of the bosses. This is the guy you can play as, by the way. And just little stuff like that, like pros, cons, their personalities, stuff like that, and about all the relics. You got stuff on NPC characters. You got stuff on how to play the game, and that's awesome. Games nowadays don't really have manuals, so the fact that this game does, that's amazing. So if this is one of those games that if you don't have it, you owe it yourself to play this. The length is a little bit on the side. It'd be a little bit short, but get this game. And it's not just about every major platform now. There are some exclusive stuff, like the Wii U has some extra levels with the Amiibo. I mean, yeah, the Wii U has like 2-player co-op with the Amiibo. The 3DS has like extra levels with the Amiibo, and then the PS4 version has where you can play a fight against Kratos from God of War. The Xbox One probably has a version that's with some of the most content, where you could play an entire Battletoads themed level. That's pretty awesome. And the PS Vita doesn't really have anything extra, but besides the fact that it has that awesome D-pad. The PS Vita D-pad is amazing. But yeah, this is one of those games you have to get it. If you're a fan of 80s platformers, you are going to love this game. And even if you're not, one thing is 80s platformers tend to be really hard. Like, I don't mind a challenge game. One of my favorite games ever is Super Crash Bandicoot, and that game's insanely hard. But those games, they just seem like really hard, and there's not really any way to save. They can tone down difficulty and add a save feature. You can have up to 9 files per account. That's pretty awesome. This game, there's a couple cons, but A+. This game's an A+. I was thinking as an A+. I'm gonna go A+. This is one of those games, if you do not have this game, you need to get this game. I saw this YouTuber, Gilly the Kid, he said, the game's alright, like, it's good, but it's not as amazing as everyone said it is, so I was like, maybe I won't get it. This is back in January. Then my friend Elijah, he was like, get it, it's really good, so I did. I'm so glad I got this game. So have you played this game? Do you like it? And if so, what system do you have it on? What do you think about the game? Comment. And if you like the video, like, subscribe, share on whatever social media. And also, my friend Matt made a review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows a few days ago. It would be really cool if you could watch that video. It's on this channel, so just click on the channel. It'll be there. And yeah, so yeah, this game, get it. There's nothing else I can say. I'm at a loss for words here. This game is just plain amazing. Get this game. And if you have the Wii version, the Amiibo's a little bit kind of hard to find, but you might as well get the Amiibo too, because sure, I don't like the 2-player, but you might. Plus, it's just cool to have this. Just, oh my god. And unlike the Nintendo Amiibo, you have to take it out of the box to use it. I love that. I love this game.